How'd you feel when your video of your first when you video of your first took off on YouTube? I don't know what you're trying to say there. Like, how did I feel when my first, like, I had like my first big video? That was pretty cool, you know. It was pretty cool. My streams, yeah, my stream just keeps starting and stopping and restarting. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. It wasn't like, I don't know. I'm one of those people that's like delusionally optimistic, so I kind of expected to do well. I always expect whenever I drop a video, yeah, this video is gonna hit like 1 million views. Like that's, I don't know. I'm just one of those type of people, and I had already had some success on. I had already had some success on TikTok, so me having some success on YouTube wasn't like too mind blowing for me. And I just want to keep going. Now it's tough. It's been rough. I've had some rough months on YouTube recently and TikTok, but it feels like 21 is aware that the streets are a dead end, but instead of translating that into deeper insight, the album kind of hovers in limbo. He acknowledges growth without fully dramatizing it. There are moments where you can hear a more reflective album trying to exist underneath the surface, but it never fully commits. Um, yeah, I just think that 21 Savage is a well-spoken guy who isn't an idiot. He has some points in what he says. I just don't think he cares enough about rap to really put that into the music. That's my takeaway from the album, at least. Your first big video was about rappers not doing well on tour. I mean, define what big video is. Because I've had some videos that, like, have done, like, I think of any video that does, like, over 50K as a small channel is a big video. Like, if you have a channel with less than 100,000 followers and you do a video with 50, 70,000, 100,000, that's a big video. So I don't know if that was my first one to hit like even 100,000. It probably was, honestly. I can check. Let me see. Let's just check and see. Let's fact check this. Because that video is still my biggest video to date about rappers and their tours not selling well. I just think I had just like the perfect like punchline, hook, everything. I need to get back to that, bro. I feel like if he was a better artist, he could have really ran with it. What happened? Exactly. I just don't think he cares. You think the Cardinals should trade Murray? I think they're going to. So, I mean, it is what it is. I can't be like upset at that. I've accepted it at this point. Yeah, I think that was my first video to do 100K. Yeah. Man, take me back to the times of the Drake and Kim. Let's see how many. I want to see how many, because like everyone likes to talk about how. I don't know. I haven't really listened to too much SD Kid, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Not sure. I always feel like he's an insightful person, but he doesn't have the passion or talent to capture that in music. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I just don't. I just don't feel like he cares enough about rap. What do you think of the mysterious white rappers like SD Kid and Yeet speedrunning? I mean, if they got good music, they got good music. The thing I liked about Yeet so much is that it didn't feel like he was trying to be somebody else. Like, it didn't feel like he was trying to be the cool white guy. Like, he just naturally was the cool white guy, you know? But everyone likes to talk about the Drake and Kendrick beef and how everyone's numbers were up during that time. Let's see. I have one, two. Only like two of my biggest videos are from that period, from the Drake and Kendrick beef. Everything else is from different stuff. The Young Thug video did really well. The I'm Glad Rappers Are Struggling to Sell Tickets did really well. Yeah, everything else is just kind of random, so I don't know. You can tell Drake's like subject matter is lazy and repetitive. I think at this point music needs to reset. We need a 90s R&B to regulate everything. Love making music. Oh wait, I think everything will shift. I don't know. Planning on going to any festivals? Probably not, bro. I don't make enough money to go to no festivals to balance out the hip hop era we're in. I think the last decade of music was something that like we had never really seen before in terms of people really buying into one specific sound or like one specific style at the top of hip hop. And now we're kind of facing the repercussions of people trying to figure out what's next. Never expect no big time intrusive. Yeah, like I didn't expect like big intrusive thoughts from 21 Savage, but he did a 3-hour interview where he's breaking down all these different street topics. And it's like, why couldn't you just put that in the album? Like, I feel like that would have been an easy thing to do. What I think about Osama, I'm warming up to him a little bit. At first, I was completely turned off, like, this is horrible. I've started to warm up to Osama just a little bit. He's not that bad. He's got some stuff that I like. I just haven't really given his music, like, a full chance. White rappers just need to rap, and if they're good, that's it. No biggie. It's when they start trying to take over. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the white rapper thing, it's like, dude, just rap. Just rap. Just make your music and just be you. You don't have to do all the goofy extra stuff. Lil Mabu playing the little character. Like, bro, just rap, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. That's it. That's all. People be trying to complicate it and make it into something it's not when it comes to these guys. Late stage capitalism, there's no problem with rap other than more rappers needing to go independent. It would change rap forever if Drake did. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, though. Like, is Drake bigger than the system? I'm not going to say this because I shouldn't say this, but for the person that asked in the Twitch chat, I would commit an act of terrorism at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona if we traded Kyler for Tua. That's on Blade. I don't listen to Blade. I didn't even explain. I just think he should have won $1 million worth of game. They could have fleshed out the topics better. Yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying, like, clearly 21 Savage had a ton to say, but he just didn't say it. Like, it was just like, what? Like, you did interviews, you tweeted, you did Instagram Live, Instagram stories. Like, what? Is Michael Jackson bigger than the system? I think he could have been. But I don't know if anybody is. I don't even think Taylor Swift is bigger than the system at this point. What do you think of the UK rap scene? I like Lancey Foe. That's like the only guy that I really listen to from the UK. I don't know. This SD Kid stuff, I haven't really heard too much of it. But it seems fine, I guess. Excuse me. People don't understand the only reason they know rappers because of labels. Partially. I should do more streams. Yeah, I got a lot going on, man. The only reason I'm able to stream right now is because I have time off from work. So, like, I work, and then I come home. And then I start making a video. Maybe I record it that night, and then I edit the next night. And I also go to the gym and do jujitsu, and I do a lot of different stuff. Okay, I do a lot of different stuff, so it's really hard for me to get consistent streaming hours. I should be better at it though. I will try to do it more. I just have a lot going on. All rappers should really go independent. Michael Jackson really exposed the industry and the labels. It's just really tough, man. What I mean by bigger than the system, I'll say this. Damn. Well, that was just hurtful. I think that, like we saw it with Drake, right? Drake after the beef, after the Drake and Kendrick thing, he goes and he does 100 gigs. And he has those songs, and he puts those like little packages out. And they do well, but they don't do what they normally do for Drake. And that was because he was at odds with his label. And it's not impossible to be successful. Drake would still be a top level guy, but he wouldn't be the Drake we know in terms of the numbers and the sales, and he wouldn't be that same guy. And I think that was actually really apparent during that time of 100 gigs, where he dropped, like, what's it, like Red Light, Green Light, Circadian Rhythm, like these songs that came out. And if they had the typical Drake support, like specifically Circadian Rhythm, I think if that had the typical label support that Drake gets, those songs would have been really big. Like, I think they would have probably, specifically Circadian Rhythm, that probably would have charted like top 10. But that song just kind of came and went because it was outside of that machine. So it's really tough to succeed when they control like everything. When Spotify is making direct deals with UMG and these companies, it's just really hard to constantly have that pulse on the game when you're not within the system. Why are you spamming me? Like, bruh. I appreciate that. Like, girl, why are you spamming my? If you don't like my videos, bro, you don't gotta watch, brother. You don't gotta watch. You don't have to watch. My last video that did well was the NLE Choppa. NLE Choppa's quite the character, isn't he? I really like NLE Choppa's like character. I don't know. If Drake and Cardi both dropped right now, who's selling more first week? Drake, for sure. Just because it's like Drake has some anticipation right now. He's got some people waiting on him. People want to hear Iceman, so you know. I'm gonna click on this Nicki Minaj thing though because I haven't actually seen it. I just saw the clip of her calling Donald Trump handsome. That's all I've seen.
So those of you who know, Charlie was very good about having a surprise for every AmFest. And we are so blessed to have you. We are so grateful. Yeah, sure. I mean,
thank you. I'm honored to be here.
What does this sound like to y'all?
I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Does it sound distorted for y'all?
Love you guys. So we're just gonna dive right into this. You had some
it sounds distorted.
Fun words.
I thought so. I don't know why it sounds like that. Is that their audio or is that me? Let's click another one.
Did Nicki Minaj just make the biggest gaffe ever?
You have amazing role models like the assassin.
Oh, okay. Let me go back. Why is the chat moving so slow?
So those of you who
What's my best album of 2025?
Charlie was very good about...
what's it called?
I have to read these tweets because they're amazing and they are so funny. Okay, first one. We'll do this one.
Okay.
Unless you want to read it in your own voice. I think it'd be really great. Okay.
Oh, Gabby Poo, it only gets worse from here for you, buddy. It's the end of the road for you, my love. Get on the nearest jet ski and let that beautiful hair blow in the wind. It'll make you happier than this race that you will not win. Enjoy life. Peace.
What are they even talking about? Like, what?
Okay. One more.
Why not?
Imagine I'm gonna keep it at like this level.
Running on wanting to see trans kids. Haha, not even a trans adult would run on that. Normal adults wake up and think they want to see healthy, safe, happy kids.
You mess with 6ix9ine's entrance? I mean,
Gav,
sure.
Gav nuts. Gav not in, Gav out. Send in the next guy, I'm bored.
What even, like...
So I'm just gonna let you riff. Like, I want you to say whatever you want to say to Mr. Newsom.
I think...
Dear Newsom.
Mind you, I think that all of this is really happening because Nicki, the whole situation with, well, at least the Gavin Newsom thing, they've been trying to get a pardon for her husband for so long. Not just like the federal thing, but like she's been having issues with the with California as a state, like legally. Hold on. Let me see if I can find anything. Because there was that whole thing where he didn't register himself on the sex offender registry when he moved to California. And they've been trying to get it like cleared up with the state. I'm gonna keep playing it.
We don't have a problem cleaning up the scum if we have to. Well,
am I still streaming?
The utmost
respect. I don't know.
And admiration.
I'm just gonna act like I'm still streaming even if I'm not.
He has, I don't know if he even knows this, but he's given so many people hope that there's a chance to beat the bad guys and to win and to do it with your head held high and your integrity intact.
I'm gonna turn off my phone.
From Queens, New York, like
I don't have Wi-Fi to spare at this point.
So, but what it's shown me personally is sometimes, you know, even in the worst feeling times in your life, you think that you're never going to come back from it. But you do. And
my stream keeps
our
crashing.
president shows that. He's been through every single
I'm
thing
sorry,
a person
guys.
could be through.
My
publicly.
Wi-Fi is just not that good.
Having a
I'm still muted?
be lied
How?
on.
It doesn't say I'm muted.
It's not really that funny.
Oh. What about now? Am I still muted? It says my audio's showing up, but y'all keep saying I'm muted. Oh, this is why I don't stream. Oh, I'm not muted. Okay. Somebody on Kick said I'm not muted. I'm streaming on Kick, YouTube, Twitch. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. Screen froze. Yeah, this is fried. You see the Paul McCartney kid, people are forgetting the Beatles. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he expected, though. That's just kind of what happens. Like, as life goes on, people are going to stop listening to the music that they listened to in the 60s. Like, I don't know what he wanted us to do about it. I just hit a sound effect. I am so sorry. Yeah, okay.
In that person's shoes that's being lied.
I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm trying, all right? I'm trying. I really am. I really am. I don't know why my stuff is freezing. This is why I don't do this very often. My webcam is fried. Damn. Damn. I got it. Boom, we're back. All right. We on the bootleg stream setup, bro. It's not bootleg, actually. My equipment is actually pretty expensive. So it's very disappointing that it's struggling like this.
Who has to read those lies. And that's not, and it's just not fair. But this administration is full of people with heart and soul. And they make me proud of them. Our vice president, he makes me, well, I love both of them, but they're both powerful men, smart, strong, all of that, but both of them have a very uncanny ability to be someone that you relate to. I can relate to them. When I hear them speak, I know that they're one of us. Like, I know that they're not. Don't you guys agree?
Yeah, you can relate. Yeah, I could definitely relate to Donald Trump. Honestly, though, like, this is so on brand. She can relate to Donald Trump because of the things that have gone on in her life and in Donald Trump's life. Let's just say that. Let's just say she knows a lot of people who have hung out in the same circles as Donald Trump. Not necessarily the exact same circles, but they have the same interests and lack of respect for certain people in their will. Certain people's will. Let's just say that.
Connected to the world and what's happening in the world, with the younger people and older people, with the richer people and not so rich people. They have the ability to still connect.
And Erica Kirk is pure evil. I'm sorry. You can't convince me she's not. Like, the face, her face and her eyes, like, that woman is evil. That woman's evil. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy.
So why now have you been involved with speaking about politics? What was kind of the turning point for you?
This is the best part. This is the most interesting part.
Well, I just got tired of being pushed around. Yeah.
Pushed around by who? Who is pushing around Miss Nicki Minaj? That's literally been her MO for her entire career, is her pushing other people around, pushing other artists around. So it's kind of ironic that she says that, but I think what this is just her losing a grasp of relevancy. I think that is what it is, partially. And somebody said it best on TikTok, because I was saying, like, oh, well, this is probably just, move for political power. pardon for her husband, all that stuff, right? The typical easy to explain things. But really, it might just be as simple as the Democrats, which, whatever, but the Democrats had Kamala using Meg the Stallion, had Kamala using Cardi B, they had Beyonce, and throughout the entirety of Nicki Minaj's career, she's always established that if you are pro Cardi B, pro Meg Thee Stallion, pro anybody that she sees as opposition, then you are anti her. And so she's going to take the other side. And it might just be that simple. I'm not going to lie. With Nicki Minaj, it might just be that. It might just be as simple as the other side took the backs of women that she doesn't like. And so she's going to do the opposite. She's going to take it. It could really just be that simple. Because I don't think Nicki Minaj really cares about anything going on with the conservative movement in the United States. But
sometimes
I don't know.
You just get tired of it, and then you realize, wait a minute, I have something inside of me that's stronger than what's out there. That's right. So when you've had enough, you realize
she endorsed Obama. I just don't think she has. I think she's just
care about these.
I think she really fell into. Jay-Z stole $200 million. I think she really did fall into that like.
They don't even know who they are.
Psychosis
so
when Meg dropped his.
I'm not gonna back down anymore. I'm not gonna back down.
The Megan's Law bar like really almost took her out. Like I think we were like close to her being locked away in rehab on like some mental facility.
The students in the room raise your hand. Wow. This question is for you guys. So you guys are very courageous and bold on your campus. Nikki, I know our students feel this way, but why?
Yeah, she is very vague because she doesn't.
Right now, just imagine we're not allowed to have a different opinion anymore. We're not allowed to think out loud anymore. We're not like it just. This is not what the world used to feel like. And especially for the young people, I don't want them growing up in a world where they feel like that. I mean, they deserve for their voices to be heard. They have valid feelings and...
Yeah, she's literally going for the textbook grift.
And it deserves attention. You know, we should listen to what they're saying.
Oh man, you know, they're just silencing us, and nobody wants to have free and open discourse. And you know, I used to be a Democrat, but then the Democrats just turned so extreme that, you know, they left me. I didn't change. They changed. I didn't change. Now we can't even have open discourse. That's what Charlie loved to do. That's it's the easiest grift ever.
And if you're growing up in a world that tells you it's taboo to say something that the masses don't agree with, that's not okay, and we're not gonna have it. And I love this. You know, it's giving the younger people confidence that they will need later on in life. You guys will need it, and you will have it. So
yeah, Twitter bot talking points. Literally.
Again, Charlie would always say, it really does not take skill to be courageous. It takes a choice. It takes a decision. And I want to say again, thank you for coming and being courageous and being able to share your heart with us.
Yeah, Charlie did say she was not a good role model for young black girls. But then again, with MAGA, they don't have beliefs. If Nicki Minaj would have made this turn while Kirk was alive, he would have been like, oh my gosh, Nicki Minaj, she's just this girl. He would have flipped the script immediately too. So it's like they don't believe in anything.
From your own industry.
That's why I think her point is a lot of young men are, but that's not her point about young men being afraid to voice their opinions because they might get canceled isn't really a point. That's just a grifting talking point. That's something that all grifters say. That's not anything that she thought up on her own. That's not anything that she really believes in. And what can they not say without getting canceled? A slur? Like...
Amen. I feel the same way. When people are like, what do you think about them? I'm like, I don't think about them.
Bingo. We don't even think about them.
We don't have time to. We're too busy building, right?
Yeah, we're the cool kids.
Okay.
The other people, they're the ones who are still just disgruntled, but really they're just disgruntled with themselves. They are angry with themselves, you guys. So you can't wake up and think about somebody who is determined to just stay mad. I literally tell them, stay mad.
Amen.
Stay mad. Because we're going to stay joyful.
Like, what is she even talking about?
Peaceful and iconic and smart.
This is just a dialogue that, like, your average influencer who's been canceled gives.
By ourselves, on our own, we will continue to think.
Think about what? Like, she doesn't have any real points. She's just the clearest grift I've ever seen in my life. Project, like, she hasn't spoken about a single policy. She hasn't spoken about even anything like conservative and ideal in terms of lifestyle or anything. She's just repeating talking points.
I want to know what inspired you to speak.
Yeah, her calling JD an assassin is hilarious. That is hilarious.
Well, and that brings me back to our great president and this administration and our great country. That we take for granted that there, right now in this world, are people who cannot worship God as they please, where they please. We take it for granted because we have it. We can't even imagine not having that right. But every time we pray and fellowship, we have to remember the people that are right now in this world hiding to pray and fellowship. And we have to pray for them. And first of all, Nigeria is a place I've always loved. Someone very dear to me, my pastor, is Nigerian.
Literally,
lots of Nigerian barbs.
Two things with Nikki.
So,
can't get Lola, and you think she wants a pardon. Yeah.
People are being kidnapped, and while they're in church,
she's trying so hard to sound intelligent.
People are being killed, brutalized, all because of their religion, and that should spark outrage in the great America. And
she's just chatting, and she doesn't even understand the situation she's referring to. She's just saying.
We are not going to be silenced by the bullies anymore.
And what's so grifty about this Nicki Minaj thing is that everything that she's saying doesn't sound bad, right? There's no point to attack and be like, oh my gosh, like, Nicki, how could you say that? Like, oh my gosh, Nicki Minaj, why would you, like, she's not going after like, you know, immigrants like they typically do. She's not directly going after the LGBTQ. She's saying things that are bad, but she's speaking on this stuff in a way that, like, in 15 years or 5 years maybe, when everyone's flipped on this current administration, everyone's flipped on this ideology, she can say, oh, well, I was just doing whatever I can to help Christians. I was just trying to help my Christians. I didn't agree with all that other stuff. I didn't know he was in the Epstein files. I just knew he was the president, and I was trying to help Christians. Like, that's going to be the thing. Because she's not saying anything. Again, this is a grift. This is an opportunity for Nicki Minaj. But she's not saying anything that could put her future, like, reputation in jeopardy more than she already has just by showing up. If she was really getting onto that, like, yeah, we need to get the illegal immigrants, ICE, all that stuff, then that could be held against her. But she's being so like, non-committal that in 4 years she'll just say she was just trying to help people out.
Okay.
I bet, like, that she just reads a Twitter headline, she definitely isn't read up on any of this stuff or really care.
Receive that, bullies. We won't be silenced ever
The new
again.
Uzi is kind of
We
fire.
will
I'll talk
speak
about it
up
later.
for Christians
She's speaking
wherever
naturally
they
on
are
enemy
in this
grounds to
world.
avoid fully standing on the side.
Amen.
Yeah. She's just going to say, oh, I'm speaking up
Amen.
for Christians. And why pay his life though? What?
I don't know if you can see this at home, but she's
Wait, oh, you said my life? I didn't even realize you said you said I bet pay his life. Nah, that's
I love
crazy.
you guys so much. Thank you guys.
So going along that thread, can you tell us about your relationship with God? Because I think a lot of us...
I'd love to hear this.
Sure.
What is her relationship with God?
My relationship with God
In God.
started, well, when I was a toddler in Trinidad. My grandmother, if things got...
Is there going to be a video on Leaks by Lil Baby? I already made a video on that.
If the kids and grandkids were arguing,
I made multiple videos. I think I made two. One before and one after he dropped it.
Go in her room and make us say our and say a prayer.
No, Nikki was never political.
Later on in my life, well, not much later, when I was like 10, 11, 12, I started going to church in New York. And it changed
Album of the year.
Everything.
It's Let God Sort Him Out.
Because I was going every week. I was hearing the word of God be preached.
What is she talking about?
I was going home and I was applying it to my life, even as a little girl.
Genuinely,
I
what?
learned how to pray very early.
You learned how?
I always had this faith that made people think, you know, the kind of faith that you think a person is crazy, like, oh, please, like, you know. See,
this is what I'm saying. Like, you made a video. Yeah, my video about Lil 21 Savage's album, yeah, it did come true. But this sounds like somebody who, like, went to church, like, maybe once a month as a kid. Because even I'll tell you, I'm not religious today, but I went to church a ton as a kid. And I'd be like, yeah, we went to church, we went to Bible school, Sunday school, we went to the kids section of the church. Like, she can't even explain her own faith dating back to her childhood. Something that should really be a big deal to her, right? Because she's this Christian lady who's fighting for the Christian people of America and Christians all over the world. Like, this should be easy. Be like, yeah, I went to church every Sunday. I went to this big church. We used to sit there. I hated being there because sometimes we'd stay too long. Like, it's not like she just...
But I...
Did you see Fresh and Fit guy? Yes, I did see him get turned down from the Turning Point event. But honestly, like, that dude's like a flat out NAZI. Like, he's wild.
God and, you know, just getting...
Literally. Yes, this is the 9/11 clip. Am I ever going to meet DeAndre Hopkins again? Probably not. 9/11 clip from Family Guy. Just God, God, God. Yeah, literally.
About 13, I got baptized. And I have just always applied those teachings to my life. I try to. And that's the thing. We're not perfect. We try. Sometimes
That's on Osama-san. He's solid.
I would wake up.
She's trying to extend the truth, which is I went to church when I was young. Literally.
Not God, but from fellowship. You know, I was like, oh my God, I used to go to church on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Like, I don't believe this.
Literally.
I don't believe this. I don't believe she went to church 3 days out of the week.
Busy, and you start thinking, oh, well, you know, God is in my heart, and, you know. But then, sometimes you can be in an industry as well that pulls you away even more. So, lately...
Like, she's just yapping. Is Don dropping album of the year? No. Like, Don Toliver? No.
You know, like, if you haven't seen a long-lost best friend for a long time, and then you bump into them again, that's how it's been feeling for me. Like, just going back to God and praying and talking to him. And, you know, and he said to me...
I'm getting secondhand. Like, she hasn't spoken on a single point. She hasn't talked about a virtue that she's been living through more recently. She hasn't talked about a change that she's made in her life, something that she did in the past, the way she's just... And God, I really have a relationship with God. And my relationship with God was a bit different as I grew up. you know, as you get older, like this, like, what are you talking about? She's not saying anything.
I've been waiting on you.
You weren't rocking with Heartstone Psycho. I haven't listened to. Is that the name of his last project? I haven't listened to it.
I've been in such a better space.
I don't even think she's going through religious psychosis because she's not even like.
God, please, with this.
I think it's like
the bullies and ugly.
I think it's like a mental thing. Like I don't even think it's not even. Yes, I'm streaming on Twitch and in YouTube and Kick, but I don't even think this is like traditional religious psychosis. I think she's just losing her mind because she's not even speaking about the Christian religion. Like if she was like Bible thumping, quoting verses, talking about the teachings of Jesus, talking about this verse, this passage, like if she was doing that, you gotta be like, okay, yeah, it's probably just like religious psychosis. But she's not even doing that. She's just speaking about God and God speaking to her. I think she's genuinely just losing her mind.
But if God is pleased,
like it's clear that she hasn't done any like work
even in school,
with the Christian faith or any faith.
You are, and whenever you need it, you have something that you can tap into immediately. It's immediate. You don't have to leave a message. He's not gonna call you back. He's there immediately. Soon as you call on him, on the first ring, he's going to answer.
I'm talking about Nikki. We're watching her turning point event right now.
And first of all, I want to say, I'm proud of you guys. This is a major, to be so young, for you guys that are in college, to be so young and to care this much, this early in your life, it tells us how smart you are, and it tells us that there's hope for our future. So God bless you. Congratulations, you guys. You're amazing. Congratulations, you guys are amazing, okay?
Like I know it's like wrong to like test people's faith or like test their dedication, but like I genuinely would love to like sit down with her and give her like 5 Bible scripture, like different scriptures, and just ask her which one is real and have none of them be real. Have none of them, all of them just be completely made up and be like, what do you think about this? Is this, how do you, like, because she doesn't know what she's talking about. She has no idea what she's talking about.
Yes. Proudly. Be it proudly. Be who you are proud.
Literally just flapping her gums on stage.
Amen. So, what have you, I mean, you're an amazing mother. What have you seen that
she's just kneeling in the halls of white supremacy for some bread? Yeah, pretty much.
And then also, since both of us have little boys, I would love for you to also
but I think,
talk about the male side.
No, I think there is some
okay, well,
I think there's something is switched up here. Maybe you want to say it's coke, maybe that's it. But she's not, the way she speaks about God is very, I don't know, it's weird.
To be proud of how they look. Recently, in the media, it's almost been like a push to, it's not just making young black children feel proud of themselves, but it's almost like doing that and at the same time telling other children not to be proud of themselves. And I don't want any child feeling that way. If
like what that like
if as black women we felt that we were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty, if we felt like that as black women, why would we want to do that to other women? Amen. Why would we now,
like, what is she talking about?
Need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be afraid of loving themselves and loving the way they look? Like, it's
Why have we've been, when have we not been at that point? It's like, when have we not been at that point? Where, like, is she trying to, like, insinuate that, like, blonde white women are no longer allowed to be beautiful or think they're beautiful? They've been the beauty standard in America for 300 years. Like what?
Isn't that wild? And so for little girls, I don't want what was done to little black girls done to little white girls. I don't want it done to any girls. I want all the little girls in the world to know that you are unique. You are beautiful. You are you. And you can compliment another girl. You can compliment another woman and still know that you are epic and amazing. So that's what I would say about for the girls.
I think I'm losing my mind watching this.
And I know my adults understand clearly where I'm going with that, where I'm getting, I don't like that. I don't like people making other people feel badly about themselves in any way. We need to nurture young girls. Yes, whether they are black, white, Asian, Hispanic, they still need to be nurtured. They cannot continue to pay for other people's sins. They haven't done anything wrong.
Amen.
And then she's taking deep breaths, like...
And what do you think about for young men?
Like she really just said something. That is a fair point. Young black children should be proud of themselves after she spent like the last month roasting Cardi B's child.
Don't be new scum. Yes, see, dear young men, you have amazing role models.
Yeah, white women have been the beauty standard in... Yeah, I don't know.
Handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance.
The assassin.
President. And when I say that,
I love that clip. That's great.
Trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have.
No, that's great. That's great. The assassin.
Yes, we did.
That's why Erica Kirk is one of the strangest people on earth, because she just said assassin straight to your face, and she's just looking at her like, again, everybody grieves different, okay? Everybody's different. But she's just so like, I've never seen somebody so excited and so like, just overjoyed to be in the spotlight after her husband's been killed. Assassinated at that. Like, he didn't just wake up and like, trip over something and like, no, he was brutally... And she's just on a world tour throughout America. I haven't stopped seeing her. He died in what, September? And it's only December. And we've seen hours of content with her since then.
Let it roll right off your back. And this is what's so beautiful about this moment, because if the internet wants to clip it, who cares? I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart.
Like, it's so creepy.
And words,
her husband died 3 months ago.
Her heart, and it doesn't even matter. And you say what you want to say because I know your heart. I will not judge that.
Not like, it's just weird. It's just, she's the weirdest person in America right now.
Boys, be boys.
Amen.
Be boys. It's okay.
This is the interesting thing.
There's nothing wrong with being a boy.
Be boys. And that's so funny. Because that's her entire audience. Her entire audience is homosexual men or trans people. The LGBT have been flying the Nicki Minaj flag for the last decade and a half. They have been single-handedly carrying her fandom on their backs. There is no greater Nicki Minaj fan in this world than a gay black man. Sometimes even gay white men. There's a lot of gay white men. So for her to sit up there and she didn't necessarily... Again, this is what I'm getting back to, where I say that she doesn't say anything that's super inflammatory to the point in which she can't like backtrack it later. But she's hinting at... You know what she's hinting at when she says something like, boys be boys. And that is her whole fan base. Look at it. Like, if I look up, a Nicki Minaj fan, you're gonna see boys not being traditional boys. And yeah, that's fair. I can't feel bad for anybody in the LGBT that's a Nicki fan, because yeah, she's defended her brother and all that. Yeah, that's fair. I'm not sitting up here to say that they're victims or anything like that, because if you're still following Nicki Minaj in 2025, then like, that's on you. But it's just so crazy to see her take a direct shot at probably the biggest portion of her fan base, maybe the biggest portion, a quarter of her fan base at the very least, which is gay men or trans people. Like, the grift is crazy, but I guarantee you, again, in 3-4 years, when this administration is looked down upon and people are, bashing anybody that was associated with it, she's gonna say, oh, well, that's not what I meant. When I said boys be boys, I meant straight boys, and they're telling men to not be masculine anymore, and that's okay. But if you don't want to be like, it's gonna be an easy backtrack. But yeah.
Amen. How powerful is that? How profound is that?
Amen.
Boys will be boys, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
What's something the media and the world...
Thoughts on Too Slimy? We'll get to that after. We'll get to that after this.
Oh, I think people think maybe that I'm mean.
All right, yeah, we're good. We're good. Thoughts on Too Slimy? I'll talk about that. Too Slimy. I can't believe that that's real music. I can't believe that that's real music that people listen to. For my people in the chat who don't know who Too Slimy is, imagine like a rapper whose whole thing is just noise. That is his, like, he's just up there making sounds. Too Slimy, he's just up there making sounds. I'm gonna play it because, like, I don't care about this getting copyrighted. I'm not gonna happy birthday, man. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I can't play. What's the song where he says "Counting the Dead"? Somebody in the chat knows. What's the Too Slimy song? What's the Too Slimy song where he talks about counting the dead? Somebody please tell me in the chat. Somebody please tell me in the chat, because that's the one I gotta play. It's like rap mixed with metal. Sure, something like that. Somebody tell me. I'll wait on the chat. Which one is the Counting the Dead song? Because that's insane. And like, people were like, oh, like, this is what Lil Pump sounded like to old heads in 2017. Nah, this is something completely different. Because Lil Pump was making music and a lot of them thought it was trash. But like, at least he was like, you could understand what he was saying. You could like, this is like a new genre of music outside of like just regular rap. All right, nobody knows which one it is. All right, I want to find the Counting the Dead one, because that one is crazy. All right, I'm gonna just click on this one and hopefully this is the right one. Nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it. Which one is the Counting the Dead? Hold on. This one. Okay. This is crazy as hell. This is the most insane music I've ever heard in my life. Just listen to this. I hope y'all got y'all stuff turned up. Just listen to what he says, bro. Like, bro, this is... Like, what is this? Bro. Like, this is not music, bro. I can't, bro. I can't. That's not real. You can't tell me that's real, bro. Like, people have been joking and calling it noise pollution. That is noise pollution, like, for real. What is that? That is not Young Thug. And what Young Thug sounds like that? What Young Thug songs? What the hell is that? I'll give bro this. At least he has his own style. He has his own sound. You can't say that Too Slimy doesn't have his own sound. Because he does. But what the hell is that? Netspin and Pump are Tupac and Biggie compared. Lil Pump sounds like the Clips album when you play his music after you listen to this. Because what is happening here? How is this? And it's like, it's actually blowing up. Like, I haven't stopped hearing this song on TikTok yet. You know, TikTok's the birth of everything. This song is like kind of viral on TikTok. Give him a dislike. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind that there are people like legitimately listening to this. Using this song to take water out of my phone. Like, this isn't even what Lil Pump sounded like in 2016, because in 2016, Lil Pump was dropping bars, but they were like trash. Like, people were like, oh, he just can't rap. Like, this is trash. This is just sounds. Like, this is the only use I have for this song is to test the speaker out. If I'm in a car and I want to test my speakers out, I'm going to play this right here. Hold on. This part right here. Like, what is that? An exaggeration of the future sound? Like, I feel like there's a bunch of artists are taking from this and making it more listenable over time. I'm not sure. Anybody who has the hymn on their Spotify Wrapped will be deaf when they turn 30. Yeah, this is insane. Never in life have I heard anything like this. And it's blowing up. It's blowing up, I can't lie. Some underground artists, because somebody in here was roasting me for only talking about mainstream guys. I've listened to Nine Vicious. I've been listening to... Who else have I been listening to? Oh my gosh, I can't remember who I was listening to that I was like, oh, he's kind of fire. I have not listened to any Shay. Is anyone in here listening to Shay? I haven't heard a single song from him, but I keep seeing his name pop up, and I might have to eventually check it out. I will say, though, Nine Vicious does have... He got some stuff. I ain't gonna lie. He got some stuff. He originally blew up on Twitter. This guy was big on Twitter at a point. Jesus Christ. That's where they all start, though. Because that's where Netspin... That's where I first heard of Netspin. When Netspin, like... I call it, like, pre-puberty Netspin. When he looked like he was 12. That's where I first saw him. He, like, paid for some promo where he was dancing. And I do know about Shay, but I just don't listen to him. Like, I've never really given him a chance. I'm not listening. I've heard the Bleed dude, the Blood Bleed, whoever it is. I'm not listening to that. I refuse to listen to that. Who else have I listened to in the underground? I've heard, well, I like Prada Bag Shotty. He's tough. I'm looking at some of the names here. Of course, everyone knows who Laserdisc is. Like, that's not, I mean, he's underground, but, like, he's been so, like, intertwined with, like, Max and all that stuff that, like, he's known. He's a pretty popular guy. I've heard the SD Kid stuff, but I don't know. Like, it's just not something I'm too excited about. Like, I mean, maybe I'm missing it. Maybe I'm tripping. Osama Sun, yes, I've listened to Osama Sun. At first, I was very anti-Osama Sun. I was very anti-Osama Sun when he first, like, really started getting some notoriety. But as I've listened to it, I've grown hip to it a little bit. I still think a lot of his stuff is just, like, obnoxious. Like the what's that one song? Like his intro on his latest album. Like, I kind of like it, but yeah, it's a bit obnoxious. Like, I couldn't imagine listening to that every single day. You know, like that's like, all right. That's like, I want to actually hear somebody rap. And somebody said earlier in the chat, like, does anybody under the age of 24 actually rap at this point? And that's a good question, because I don't have the answer to that. It seems like everybody is trying to do, it's like everyone's trying to do something that's unique, to the point in which now it's like no longer unique. Like this song, it sounds crazy as hell, but at the same time, it's like, it doesn't sound like it sounds like somebody said earlier, like an exaggerated version of what's popular right now. Like, it's not even like that crazy. Obviously, it's like ridiculous, but it's not even that crazy to hear something like this nowadays. It's like, oh yeah, that sounds about right. If I listen to, like, let's just go to Osama. What's the intro song again? What's the intro song again? I forgot. Habits. Like, if I listen to this, if I hear that and I don't listen to his music that often, and then I go back and I hear this, that doesn't sound that different. Like, obviously, Osama Sun's song is like actually a song, but it doesn't sound that different, if you get what I'm saying. Like, if I was like more of an outsider looking in, I wouldn't hear both of those tracks and be like, oh, one of these is complete. Like, nah, it's damn near the same thing. Habits is nuts. It's a very crazy song. So it's like, I don't know, man. The state of rap is very interesting. There's a lot of really weird things going on, and I guess SD Kid is like one of the biggest things going on. I don't know. Yeah, Osama Sun does have chill songs, but I just mean, like, in terms of this song, it doesn't ring me as something that's so out of this world, even though it sounds crazy. Like, it's not that different, you know? If you get what I'm saying. I wanted to talk about something as well. I forgot what. I don't know. Thought Crimes, they talk about the political infiltration of hip-hop. No, I've never heard of Thought Crimes. I'll listen to some Shay. I'll give him time since I have time off now, because I've never really just sat down and listened to his music and really like made a decision on it. I've listened to some of these other guys, but there's some lyrical rappers: Chris Patrick, Lord Sco, Marco Plus. Okay. I don't know. Hip hop's in a weird place, man. I don't know what's gonna be the thing though. There's gonna be something that pops off. I don't think we'll just be stuck, you know, with nothing at the top of rap. That's just not how it goes. Like, hip hop is always, you know. So I don't know what it'll be. Any predictions? Listen to older Shay first. See, my thing with the underground scene is I got into it so I was listening to the underground in like 2015, 2016, 2017. I'm talking like early days Uzi, early days Cardi, early days Trippie Redd, early days X, all these guys, right? I was listening to that era of underground, and I had been an underground fan, and then I watched a lot of these artists become big, right? Uzi becomes like the biggest thing in music damn near. Cardi is slowly but surely making his way up after that. And these other guys like 21 Savage, all those guys, right? I've watched them blow up from the underground scene of like 2015, 16. And then we get to like 2021, and I was still really tapped in. I was tapped in. Ken Carson early, Yeet early, Destroy Lonely early, Summers, Autumn, all those guys. And after they started to blow up or fall off, because most of them just blew up or fell off, I kind of haven't been tapped into the underground scene. Like, once like Osama Sun, Netspin, all those guys started coming up, I really just kind of backed out. The new Shay and Xavier Sobeys collab is so tough. I'll have to listen to Shay, because a lot of people, I've only heard good things about him. I haven't heard many people say he's trash. So I will say that. So I probably should give him a listen. Kanye was the first trendsetter of politics? No. Hip-hop was political to start off with. Drake can clutch Iceman if it's 12 songs, an hour of punches. I mean, I don't know what Drake's gonna do at this point. Whatever he does is whatever he does. I'm beyond like having anticipation for Drake at this point. The top of rap right now is SD Kid. I'm not even joking. 13 million monthly listeners. Yeah, the highest rap song on the charts. I've been singing obviously the stuff. I just want to check his YouTube numbers. I've been seeing the stuff that he's been doing. Obviously, he just did the song with Timothy Chalamet. Damn. And these are just the listening. Wait. Like, these are just the audios of these songs. That's actually crazy. These are just the audios of these songs. 14 million views, 4 million views, 6.3. Like, these are like young boy numbers on YouTube videos. Or on music videos, not YouTube videos. Damn. I didn't know he was getting numbers like that. That's crazy. These are like 14 million views on just the the list. The audio is crazy. Oh, you mean Kanye was the first political puppet? I think there were political puppets before Kanye though. Right? I would consider Vote or Die like political puppets. I mean, it might have been something that was like, I don't know. Hip hop was party music. I mean, like rap. Well, are we talking? Well, I guess if I'm gonna say that, I should say rap has always been political. Like the actual rapping, what they were saying. I guess hip hop, if you want to make a distinction on like the culture versus the actual subgenre of rap, then like I don't know. I think SD Kid signed with Yeet. Really? The Timothy Chalamet thing blew him up? Nah. I knew about him before the Timothy Chalamet thing. I knew about him before that. I mean, I know there was that rumor that he was SD Kid. But let me see, actually. Nah, this is crazy. Lizzie Records. Who's Lizzie Records? Okay, they have... I'm like, there's got to be a company above Lizzie. It can't just be Lizzie Records, right? Lizzie Records has to have like a parent company. I'm sure. All these record labels are a record label under a record label under a record label, like. Do they even have their own website? Okay. Lizzie Records. Let's see. Do I think we're trading Kyler Murray? I do. This is their... Nah, that ain't right. This isn't right. Hold on. What the hell is Lizzie Records? And why is there no website or anything? What? Instagram. Okay. Hold on. Let me see. Wait, this really is their page. What? Now, there's something weird going on here. Who do they follow? It's a clothing brand. Yeah, it's a clothing brand. This is very strange. It's another rapper. Wow, I don't know what's going on here. This is weird. My top 3 rappers? I don't know. I'll give you my top 3 of 2025. Clips, Cardi. I don't know. I don't know who the third is. Yeah, like it's a UK label, but they seem so like mysterious. Like this is weird. That there's no like official website, there's no like Wikipedia page. They just got a few artists that they follow, and they don't follow their biggest artists. Lizzie for Queen Elizabeth. Okay, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. They only have 81 released songs. This is weird. Do I feel like Charlemagne will be the new prime gatekeeper of hip hop? No, he won't be the prime gatekeeper of hip hop, but he'll be the gatekeeper of like the political podcasting space. Like you get a Charlemagne cosign in the podcasting space, then that might be worth something now. This is weird. Label owner Sincere Lizzie. Okay. Let's just look up Sincere Lizzie. This is really strange. So this is the guy that owns... What's his real name? Let's see. Let's see if he... Okay, he does follow SDK. See, he follows him back. Oh, I can't see who follows him. Okay, he's here with Lancey. This is, I don't know. I feel like there's something I'm missing here. Something I'm missing here. Sincere Lizzie. Let's see if is there a Wikipedia or... No, there's barely any results. Femi Guerrero, also on Lizzie Records. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I don't know. This is weird. This might be something I might make a video on. This is very strange. How does this guy have a record label? And who's the head of it? Check to see if he's following Yeet or Zach Bia. Let's see. Zach Bia always is at the scene of the crime. Like, always. Yep. He sure is. I wouldn't be surprised if he found a way to get himself a piece of that. Because Zach B is always at the scene of the crime. With an artist blowing up, something's going on, and he's there every time. No, I don't think they're not signed to him. No, he's not signed to this Lizzie Records thing, but this is so strange. This is really weird. Really, really weird. Are there any like there's like no records on this company. Like it's just a record label that just exists. Nobody's ever heard of it. There's no... Like, what? Yeet, shout out SD Kid. Yeah, he brought him on stage. I feel like when it comes to the new underground scene, underground lifestyle's not talked about. Larry June. Okay, yeah, Primo, Dom Kennedy, Currency. Especially with you living on the West Coast, you know how big they are out here. Well, I don't know if Arizona's like not the West Coast. I'm sorry. Like it is, but it isn't. Like Arizona is like, there's like no music scene in Arizona, bro. It's like, it's weird. Like there is, but Zach B, yeah, he is a DJ, but he also is Yeet's manager. And I think he has a piece of Let me see. What does he have? He has a piece of yes. He has a piece of a label. I think. Yeah. Oh, Field Trip Records. Dang, remember SSG Kobe, bruh? That's crazy. SSG Kobe, dang. Didn't he have like the accusations? He had like some weird accusations, didn't he? Oh, brother. Yeah, he had some. Need Youngboy to drop. What on earth is this? Youngboy just dropped, bro. What are you talking about? He literally just dropped. Black Boy Max is in that label. He's in Field Trip, but I want to know what's going on with this. Because this is really strange. For a label to just appear like this and there just be no... There's just no record. There's no, like... I don't know. This SD Kid thing is... Apparently they were false, but that's every fan's line. Yeah. Because how did this blow up? And anybody in the chat, where did you first hear of SD Kid? If you're in the chat and you've heard of SD Kid, where did you first hear of him? Because I saw him on TikTok. The UK vamped out. What? Anything west of El Paso is a West Coast vibe? I guess. TikTok, yeah. TikTok. Mont Reality, okay. Isn't Zach B. his dad a record label CEO? I don't think so. I think that was a rumor, but I don't think that's true. Because I saw him on TikTok, but it was like, it was very similar into the way that like Yeet was blowing up, because Yeet blew up on TikTok, but it wasn't like, there probably was some paid promo, but it wasn't like paid promo in the sense of like, hey guys, listen to this song. Like, it was just kind of people doing, yeah, the Blacked Out Like a Phantom. They were like doing their own little trends and stuff. I don't know, yeah. So I think that the rise of SD Kid, at least from what I've seen recently, is very similar to what I saw with Yeet. And I think that they have a somewhat similar aesthetic. Obviously, they're different, but... like a pretty similar aesthetic. It's not the same, but, you know, white guy with the mask, never shows his face, big clothes. I love how the entire section is just Timothy Chalamet. Like, it's not even SD Kid. It's just people speculating that he's SD Kid, which I don't think he is, but I don't know. I think there's something going on here. Basically British Heat, kind of. That's how I see him, at least. The UK are like the cavemen of hip-hop, and everyone treats them like geniuses for hopping on jerk beats 2 years after they start cutting back. Yeah, it's always funny to see like the UK like take credit for something, and it's like, bro, we did that 10 years ago. Like, we were doing that. But I don't know. I think that his rise, I think it's been, I don't know how it started. I'll say this. I don't know how it started, so I can't say that all of it is 100% genuine. This is real, but I think that the movement as of right now is real. 100% real. I think it's very much genuine. I think people really do actually like this guy. And like, look at these numbers. Like, again, going back to this. Hold on. Let me just go to NBA Youngboy, right? NBA Youngboy is like the king of YouTube. Like, these are NBA Youngboy level numbers. Shot Callin', which is Youngboy's like biggest song over the last year. And it doesn't even have more views than 4 Raws or whatever. This song, 14 million. Like, that's 6 months versus 4 months, but still, it's not gonna gain another 10 million. What? Oh, this is the Baby Boo song, ain't it? Hold on.
You could.
What song is this?
About McDonald's, or you could order McDelivery and be eating McDonald's. Some things are that.
Oh, I hate ads. I hate ads. Just play it. 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 Yeah, okay, that's the Baby Boo song, so that makes sense why it's 17 million on that one. But yeah, he's doing NBA YoungBoy numbers on YouTube. Like, that's insane. That is genuinely insane. For a guy who literally just popped up out of nowhere, like, has he been making like, how long has he been making music? I heard YouTube streams aren't about to count towards. Yeah, no, I've heard that as well. No, I don't have premium YouTube. Let's see. Can I just go to? I don't have my Spotify account logged in, but just let me look. 14 million monthly listeners. 100 million. Damn. Earliest song on here is 2024. That's nuts. Earliest song 2024. I mean, I'm sure he has stuff from before then, but like, that's fucking wild. Like, at least with Yeet, like in 2021, you could go back and listen to like a lot of his early stuff. His first Spotify song was in June 2015. Damn. To go from that to where he is in a year is nuts, dude. Let me see if there's any connects to... Hold on. XV Records. Ah! Hold on. We might have something. What is XV Records? Let's click on their Instagram. Oh, I follow a few people that follow this label. What? This is just them promoting music. I think he used to rap it in a different name. That's probably why. That's probably what it is. I'm gonna have to ask around about this label. I know a few people. I might know a guy who might know a guy to see what is going on with these record labels. Because how do you just casually have one of the biggest artists in the game right now and nobody's heard of this label? That doesn't really happen. That doesn't really happen. And it seems like these people are already signed. Like, it doesn't, like, normally with a guy like SD Kid, they're blowing up, going crazy like this. This would be the moment in his career where labels are shopping him around. Like, yo, we got $1 million for you if you sign. Oh, we got $1 million and we got this. Like, you know, normally at this point he'd be getting offers, but he's already signed. Like, let's go back to his Spotify. He was signed in October of 2025. He was signed in June of 2025. So that means he's been signed for a little minute. Because this is the stuff that blew him up. This music, right? That came out in June of 2025. And it doesn't look like he was signed to that label on these songs in 2024. This is interesting. So he has a few songs in 2024. I don't know how well they do. Because even if I check the numbers on YouTube now in hindsight, they're going to be bigger just from people going back. I don't know how well he does in 2024, but by the time he starts blowing up, he's already signed. He's already signed. Like, he wasn't signed here. I don't think this song he was signed for. So whatever this label is, XV Records and Lizzie Records, they've got some pull. I'm not saying his music isn't good. Who's bigger? I think that SD Kid's bigger than Fake Mink. I personally haven't, like, checked into either of them, but I've been forced, like, I've seen a bunch of SD Kid stuff, like, forced down everyone's throat. I haven't really seen any Fake Mink stuff that's been, like, constantly on my page. So this is interesting. So he blew up, already signed to SD Kid, already signed to Lizzie Records and XV Records, but we don't have any real record on those labels. Fake Mink is big. Like I've seen his name in a lot of different places, but not in the way that I have with SD Kid. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, there's some activity going on in the house. This is weird. This label, yeah, we got to do some investigation. I'm going to do some investigations on this label. There's something that we don't know about going on here. I guarantee they're under some big company that is funding a lot of their marketing. Cuz these guys don't just pop up already signed, bro. Normally it's I remember when Gunna got signed, or well, not when Gunna got signed. He was already signed to YSL, but like when he was about to re-up. I remember when like 6ix9ine got signed. I remember when Yeet got signed. Like I remember when these artists got signed after blowing up. At least, so I don't know. This is weird. Yeah, the trend with the AI, yeah, the AI filter thing did help catapult it. I remember that. I do remember seeing that. But I just think it's very strange for somebody who's, blowing up and doing crazy numbers to just, like, that's a bit weird. I don't know. I'm gonna go, y'all, though. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta go. I got some business to attend to. So I appreciate y'all for joining me. I'm going to try and stream more often. I promise. My streaming setup, it's doable. So I'll try to do it more often as I free up more space. I just really like creating videos. That's why I don't stream as much as I do, as often as I should. I just like creating videos, and so I'll spend a lot of my time doing that and not streaming. But I'll stream more often for y'all. I can't guarantee it'll be every day, every week, or anything like that, but I'll definitely try and do it. But y'all have a good day, man. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Merry Christmas, all that. Enjoy this time.